In a small, quiet village surrounded by green hills and tall trees lived a man named Rugov. He was a poor farmer with a gentle and caring nature. Every morning, he worked in his fields, growing vegetables and grains. Although he owned very little, he remained content and grateful for what he had. His small family, his wife Mira and their young son Arav, meant everything to him. One day, while digging near an old tree to plant seeds, Rugov's shovel struck something hard. Curious, he continued digging and soon uncovered a small iron box. His hands trembled as he opened it, and his eyes widened in shock. The box was filled with shining gold coins. Rugov had never seen so much gold before. His heart raced. He looked around, quickly closed the box, and carried it home. That night, he showed the box to Mira. Fear filled her eyes. "This gold is not ours, Rugov," she whispered. "It must belong to someone else. What if it brings trouble?" But Rugov, now blinded by desire, shook his head. "This is our chance to live better. No more hunger, no more hardship." From that day onward, everything changed. Rugov stopped working in the fields. He bought costly clothes, filled his house with new furniture, and spent money without care. The villagers were surprised by his sudden wealth and began asking questions. Rugov always smiled and replied, "It is luck. God has blessed me." Mira grew quiet and unhappy. She missed the earlier days when they were poor but peaceful. Arav also noticed the change. His father no longer played with him or shared bedtime stories. Instead, Rugov spent his time counting gold or thinking of ways to gain more. One day, an old beggar came to Rugov's house. He looked weak and tired, dressed in torn clothes, and asked for a piece of bread. Rugov, now filled with pride and selfishness, shouted, "Go away. I am not running a charity." The old man looked into Rugov's eyes and calmly said, "Be careful of greed. It never ends well," before slowly walking away. That night, Rugov could not sleep. The old man's words echoed in his mind, but his greed was stronger than his concern. The next morning, he returned to the tree, hoping to find more gold. He dug for hours, but found only dry soil and stones. Days turned into weeks, and the gold slowly disappeared. Rugov spent too much, trusted the wrong people, and made poor decisions. Soon, there was no gold left. His friends abandoned him. The villagers who once admired him now whispered behind his back. Mira, tired and heartbroken, fell ill. Rugov tried to buy medicine, but had no money. Arav, too young to fully understand, cried every night as he watched his mother suffer. One rainy evening, Rugov sat near the same old tree, cold and wet. He looked up at the sky and broke down in tears. "I was a fool," he cried. "I had love, peace, and a happy family, but I lost it all because of greed." The tree's branches moved in the wind, as if offering silent comfort. From that day on, Rugov changed. He returned to farming and worked harder than ever. He cared for Mira and Arav with true devotion and promised himself never to chase wealth again. Slowly, the villagers began to respect him, not for money, but for his honesty and hard work. Years passed. Rugov never became rich again, but he found something far more valuable: peace, love, and contentment. He often told Arav, now wiser with age, "Son, wealth can buy many things, but it can never replace love, health, or family. Never let greed take away your happiness." Rugov's story became a lesson in the village, passed from one generation to the next. It taught people that greed, when uncontrolled, can destroy everything we hold dear. Greed may promise the world, but it takes away the soul. True wealth is honesty and a heart filled with gratitude.